Hey, welcome to One Last Hand. My name is Scott, and today we are playing some Sanctuary. This is an Ark Nova game. I just want to talk about what we're going to try and achieve today. We're going to play through a whole solo session, and I'm hoping to beat my last score, which was 124. I don't think that's very good, so we should be able to do it. But This game is a version of Ark Nova. I love Ark Nova. It's a fantastic game. The only issue I have with Ark Nova is it's sometimes difficult to get to the table, especially at higher player counts, because it just lasts a very long time. This, in theory, should straddle some of that, feel a bit like Ark Nova, but at the same time, it's quicker to get to the table. Let's talk a little bit about how to play the game. So we are going to be attempting to score these objectives. So if we zoom in over here, you can see have lizards in our zoo, have primates in our zoo, have Asia continent icons in our zoo, have herbivores in our view, and have Africa animals and animals from Africa and icons in our zoo. The way we score that is over here we have these conservation markers. Now these markers show that if we have 2 of any one of those objectives, we can put this marker down. If we have 3, 4, 5, and you can see they're worth different points. So as we achieve these objectives, we'll be putting these tokens down. We're going to be able to pick and choose which ones we do. Once we've put all 4 of these out, game ends. If we run out of tiles, which are up here in this tray. In theory, you're meant to have them in stacks, but they're all in this tray. If we run out of tiles, we lose the game. We won't be able to do that in a one-player game. Every time we take a turn, we're going to turn over one of these markers. Now, these are our timer when playing solo, but they're also going to discard one of these tiles from the track. When we get to the end of this, if we run out of these tokens, we lose the game. If we finish the game by achieving these objectives and we've still got tokens left, we are going to score points. Equally, if we fill up our zoo, then we can score the points on the back of these for any that are left. So it's kind of a timer. There's a benefit to finishing first. Equally, if we finish the game by putting out 4 objective markers, we're going to be able to flip this over and it's going to be worth 10 points at the end of the game. Let's talk a little bit about the game and how it works. If you played Ark Nova, it's fairly similar. On our turn, we are always going to take 1 tile from this track. We can only take tiles up to our tile range. So if I zoom in on our cards down here, you can see this says tile range 1. As we use these cards, they're going to move up. Now I can take cards from tile range 3. Now, I've knocked over all of my tokens. Now, what that means actually from this track is obviously you can see we've got numbers up the left-hand side. So if it was tile range 3, I could take anything at 3 or below. We start at 1, so really we can only take 1 animal. Once we've taken a tile from the display, we then we leave our action cards exactly where they are. It's just an action that we always take at the start of our turn. Then we perform 1 action from our cards. So if we zoom in again, you can see here we can play a project. Project are these tokens here that have the project icon and this sort of pinky purpley banner at the bottom. That's if we take this action. We'd slide this down. We can only play a project up to this level. So this is level 1, and then that's the end of our turn. Assuming that we used one of these cards, because you're very rarely using the card at level 1. Assuming we use this card, we would be able to play 1 animal with the forest habitat. So very different from Ark Nova. These 3 are basically saying you can play an animal based on its habitat type. Equally, you can play an animal up to this level where this arrow is pointing. So when we go to play an animal, we can play an animal up to level 4 because it's here. And actually, interestingly, this one here is a forest animal at level 4. So we are going to be able to play this jaguar if we pick it up. We'll come back to some of the other rule placements as we go. Once we use this, we're going to slide all of these along and put this back here. And that's one of the main mechanisms in Ark Nova. Really fantastic mechanism, actually, for how the game works. Really good. Gives you a little bit of planning, but yeah, gives you a chance to sort of be somewhat flexible as well. If we ever get to upgrade a card, and we do that by completing these upgrade options, you can see if we support a conservation project, if we get 3 of the same terrain types, water, forest, stone or mountains in a connected block, we'll be able to do that one. If we put 2 projects down, and if we have 4 of any of different animal types, we'll be able to upgrade these. Upgrading means we flip one of these cards over. You can see now 2 things. One, we get to play 1 or 2 animals in the forest habitat, or undefined, that means they don't have one. Or we get to, now the arrow is pointing at the higher number in this slot, so it's also upgraded from the number that we can do. The 2 animals that we would play would have to equal the total number that this is pointing at. So if this was flipped over, we could put a 4 and a 1 down, or a 2 and a 3 down. We can't go over that number. I think that's most of the stuff you need to know. These cards, if we don't want to play them for putting an animal down, you can see down here it says draw 2 tiles from the pile. We'll just take them at random from here. We can play a building after we've done one of our 2 actions, so draw a tile and then lay a tile, or play a project. We can then play a building. It's free, but we can play a building down. Buildings are these blue ones, and they have the little blue banner at the top, and often they have requirements to either put them down or to score them. So this needs to be next to 4 different animals or continents, but for every animal or continent in the zoo, you're going to get 1 point. One thing I would say is I'm not convinced by, I mean, maybe it'll get better as I play. I'm not convinced by the iconography, and not all of the icons are on this handy little help card. So, there's some in the glossary, there's some in the rule book. It's sometimes a little bit of a struggle to find how it all fits together. Okay, once we've played a building, we can then decide if we want to support a conservation project. Then we upgrade 1 or multiple cards if we have achieved any of those objectives. And then we do administration, which is we can only ever have 6 tiles in our hand. We replenish the display and we check if the game ends. Before doing that, we will take one of these tokens, we'll flip it over, it will have a number on it corresponding to these numbers, and we will discard that tile. If we cannot discard that tile because it's already been taken, we'll take the lowest tile. So it's always sort of churning over, and equally it's churning over that. But that can be a real pain, because you could have a plan for multiple tiles and then they disappear, but that's no different to the multiplayer game. I think that's everything you need to know. Just a couple more things before we get started. These tokens here are conservation tokens, I think they might be called. Conservation markers. Essentially, you'll be picking these up as the game goes on, and you can then use these to support any or add power to any one project. Now, you can't use this just to support a project. Let's say we had no lizards, I couldn't say, or reptiles, I couldn't say let's use 2 of these to support the reptile one. We'd have to have 1 reptile and 1 of these to support it at level 2. These are pouch tokens. In Ark Nova, they give you sort of a special power of putting cards underneath them, and they're worth more points. In this one, they are just worth a point or 2 points at the end of the game. I can't remember which one it is. They're worth some points at the end of the game. And that's about it, I think. If anything comes up, we'll go through it as it happens. There's some spots on the map that we can get benefits from. When we play our first tile, we have to play it here. We'll talk about these tokens and these tiles as they come up. The only thing you might see is these little arrows here. That means they have to be next to an open space. And an open space is essentially the back of any one of these tiles. So if I wanted to play this here at the same time as playing this here for free, I could take one of my tokens and play this down, and it can go here, and or one of my tiles and play it down, and therefore it's next to that. You might have animals with multiple open tiles. Now these are only worth 1 point at the end of the game. So by having bigger animals, you do get more points for them, but you also get a negative side of putting them down. Okay. Right, shall we get started after all that? I apologise. That was the rules teacher. Again, there's lots of videos out there with rules teachers on them, so go and watch those if you want to see a bit more detail. I won't bore you with any more rules, but hopefully that gives you an idea of what we're going to be doing, and we'll just get started. So on turn 1, we get to draw a tile from our range. Our range is 1. Let's just zoom in here. So obviously at this moment, the only thing we can take is the jaguar, forest habitat in the Americas, and it's a predator. Needs to be next to open space. It's going to cost us 4 to put it down, but this is the only tile we're going to take, or can take. So we're going to take this one, and we are going to put it over here, in our little slot here as a card that we've got. I can't do anything else here, but what I might do is bring this one down. So we're going to make use of this, but we're going to make use of the draw 2 tiles from the pile. So we'll take you, and we'll take you. We'll take them at random from here. We've got this dendrologist, and we have a sheep. A sheep is a petting zoo animal. They score differently in the game. This one is for every forest token connected to it, we get a point. So a couple of things we've got there. So we've got a project, and we've got another animal. What that does give us is a tile that we can turn over, and when we play an animal, use it as an open space. So that's quite nice as well. So that's our turn. This gets moved along up here, and that is that. Now, before we do the reset, we could play a building. I don't have any. We could support a conservation project. I don't have any. We could upgrade any of our cards. Don't have any upgrades. We then do the end of turn. So the first thing we do is we take one of these little tokens and we flip it over, and this tells us the card in space number 2 is going to get removed. So we take it here. This starts a discard pile, and then all of these get moved down, and then we take a couple of tiles from here. One thing I will just point out, when you unpack the game, this is just a flat board. You actually have sticky bits underneath this that you stick these down so the tiles don't slide out, which is quite nice because it means you can just sort of slide them down straight down. But that's it. So end of a turn, pretty quick. Let's talk a little bit about scoring conditions, because they're quite confused. Well, they're not confusing. There's just a lot of icons that are sometimes a little difficult. So we're going to score points for all of our animals. We're going to score points for the buildings. We're going to score points for the projects. We're going to score points for open spaces. We're going to score points for the conservation projects we've backed. Any points for spare conservation markers or pouch markers, and then final score token. So if we achieve the game in a certain speed, and then any tokens left, single player. Once we've done that, that's our score. So I think that's everything. I think we can take another tile. So we can now take tiles from range 2. So we could have this herbivore house, and we know that herbivores is part of our objective. So I think we're going to take it. The only problem is it needs to be next to a herbivore when you're putting it down. So, from our point of view, but then it's going to score 2 points for every herbivore. So us aiming towards that could be really useful. A little bit annoyed, this sheep here is not a herbivore. Do sheep eat meat? I'm guessing they maybe do if it's available. I don't know. So that's us taking that tile. Now we get to play a tile out. I think I'm going to play... There's no more petting animals. Obviously there's some in here, but we don't know where they are. I think I'm going to play my jaguar. Let's see if we can get some people tempted into our zoo. Now we can place it anywhere here. I think I'm going to place it here. Now we have to use a token to put in our open space, because that goes there. So we've taken one of our tiles. I keep calling them tokens, I apologise, and done that. So this goes here. We have now put in one. I mean, this doesn't achieve any of our objectives. However, this is at level 4. This animal is at level 4, so we get to play it. And it's a forest animal, so we get to put it down based on our card. And then it says, draw 3 tiles from the pile, keep 1 animal. So let's do that. We have a caracal. I'm going to apologise for my namings of some of these things that we see. Okay, we have a few options here. So we have the caracal, the brown bear, and the dusky leaf monkey. I'm going to take the dusky leaf monkey because not only is it a primate, which we're trying to score, it's also in Asia. The rest of these, this is obviously the African continent, but we're fine. They go into our discard pile. We'll take the dusky leaf monkey and put them into our supply. Nothing else happens from here, and And you'll notice that there is well, you won't notice because we're zoomed so far out. You'll notice that there is a gender icon on here. If you get two animals of the same name next to each other, you get to take a conservation token. Equally, I think that's what it is. We'll double check if that's not the case. Equally, they will have different art images on there, so just bear that in mind. You're not looking for identical images, you are looking for identical names at the bottom. Okay, that's us done. So we could play a building. I do have a building, I don't have a herbivore. We could support a conservation project. I don't have any to support. That is us done. We could upgrade a card. We don't have any to upgrade, so we take the next token, which is number 4. So number 4 is our release a reptile. We don't want to do that. We're going to bring this down. And then we're going to take another 2 tiles. So we'll take this one. So the aerial cableway. And we have this one, which is the conference hall. Okay. Right, back to us. So we now get to take a tile from range 3. This one feels like a reasonable shout to us. I mean, we do have a monkey down here. But this one's a reptile in Africa. Which means we're going to be spreading it across the board here, but might not be the worst shout. So we'll take you. Now, we're looking for something to play in the mountains. And I don't have anything. We could play in the water, but this needs to be level 4 to be able to do that. We need herbivores, and we need them quickly. So I think, because I've got no mountains, I'm going to use this card, but I'm going to draw 2 cards from the pile. So this one here, we have a herbivore. It's a capybara. Well, this one's got a little bubby. Right, nice. Okay, so that's that. And then we'll take another one. And it's expert in large animals. Take 1 large animal from the display. So when we play a large animal, it can be 1 less cost. So if we have a large animal to play, a large animal is anything that costs 4 or 5. So our crocodile over here, it will only cost us 3. Bear in mind this needs to be next to an open area as well. You can use the same open area for both. Okay, so we use this to draw our tiles. We can put this back over here. We've got the maximum number of tiles that we can take. We can play a building. Can't play a building just yet. We can support conservation. We can upgrade a card. We do the reset. So we take this next one. It's card number 6, which is the conference hall. So that goes there. We slide these down. And then we get another couple of tiles. We have a Chinese water dragon. And we have a Nile crocodile. Now, you can see here, we have 1 of each gender. So if we can get these next to each other, they will breed, essentially. But obviously it's a long way away from us picking up. So back to our turn. We get to choose a tile from our range. Our range is 4. Which means we could take the Eurasian otter. I'm not sure that helps us. This monkey is probably just as good because it is a primate. We haven't got enough spaces for it, but I think we'll take you. And we'll put you here. You can have over 6 tiles on your turn. You just have to draw down 2 6. Okay, so that's that. We've taken a tile. Now, I wonder if it's time to play a project. So this one we can play, and it's going to mean any forest animals are going to be cheaper to play out. This one means it's going to be easier to get our large animals out. I've only got 1 at the moment, but and equally that's going to be at the right level next time. So I think I'm going to play a project, and I'm going to play you, I think, our dendrologist. Now what this is showing us is when we put it down, every forest tile from this point going forward is going to be 1 less to put down. Equally, every connected forest tile at the end of the game is going to score 1 point. So if I put this here, this is connected to our jaguar, which is going to, if we continue to put forest animals out here, this is going to be worth points at the end of the game. But now every time we play a forest token or tile, it's going to cost us less. This slides down. We have a couple of, it's a shame there isn't a forest thing up here. We have a couple of things. We have to play a building. Do I want to build a building? I don't have a herbivore just yet, but we are going to get there. So perhaps we can get that out next time. So that's that. We don't have any conservation projects. We don't have any upgrades. We get to take another tile. So we now have another 6. So we've seen what's next. Hold on. Let me just shuffle these up. So another 6 is going. There goes our Nile crocodile. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Okay, we've shuffled those up a little. So we need 2 more tokens. So we have tiles, sorry. We have the Amazon area, and we have an alpine ibex, which would be quite nice to pick up. Okay, back to us. We can pick up in range 1, which is this. So I guess we'll take you next to 4 different animal icons. We don't have anywhere, or continent icons. So this one, when we put it down, it needs to have 4 animals or continents. So at the moment we've got 2. If we had another, if we had our monkey over here, we'd be able to put this down. Okay. So that's that. We're now looking to play out a water animal. I think it makes sense for us to... We've got 2 choices. The crocodile. Or... the capybara. And I feel like the capybaras are going to allow us to play more cards. Yeah, I'm going to play the capybara, which is... only a level 2. This is at 4, so we can put this down. I'm going to put this down over here, I think. Yeah, we'll put it here. Okay, it's water, so we can put it down. It's level 2, so we can put it down because this is a 4. We can slide this up and tuck this here. Now we get to play a building, and we will do that. I'm going to put this just here. Now we do have more... potentially more herbivores coming out. Okay, so I don't really want to score our conservation project just yet because we've got two herbivores, but there's ways of getting more. So we can play a building. We've done it. We can support a conservation project. No, and if we get another forest out, we'll be able to flip over one of these cards because here is the icon. So maybe there was a reason to do that. Do we have 4 animal icons in our zoo of different types? No, we've got 1, 2. Do we have 2 projects? No, we've got 1. So we can't upgrade any cards either. Okay, we take another one of these. It is number 5. Number 5 was the Amazon area. These slide down, and we take 2 more. We have a koala, and we have a primate breeding. Not bad for us if we can get it, but again, obviously it's quite a way away for us to pick up. Okay, so we get to take a tile from level 2. Don't really want either of them, so I guess we'll take you for now. Because I can't see, there is a benefit of having this here. If I'd have moved this here, I might have been beneficial as well, but that's fine. Okay, so we've taken our tile. We now get to play an animal. I could put the dusky leaf monkey down. Is that what I want to do? I think I might. Okay, we're going to play this, and we're going to put our dusky leaf monkey down. It's a forest in Asia, and it's going to score 2 points for every forest round it. It makes sense for us to put this here, I think. That gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 animal icons, which means we can play our building. Oh, let's just finish this off. So we slide this down and put this here. So we can now play this building, which is next to 4 different animal icons and or continents. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're all good there. What this means is every different animal icon or continent next to this is going to be worth a point. So not horrendous for us. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 forest tokens, which means we get to flip over a card. But we need to do this in order. We play 1 building. We've just played it. We can support a conservation project. Don't really have any that I want to support just yet. we can upgrade one of or multiple of our cards. Now we have built 4 forest tokens next to each other, or icons next to each other, so we can flip this over and we get to upgrade a card. Have we got any others? So we've still only got 1 project. We haven't supported any conservation. Do we have 4 animal icons? 1, 2, 3 at the moment, so no. So we get to upgrade a card. I feel like upgrading the project is always good because it means you've always got more choice to upgrade. So we're going to flip this over. Now you can see this arrow is pointed to the right. We're going to get more points. So we're going to be able to pick things up from further on this side. That's us done. I don't want to support a conservation project. We are getting rid of tile number 1, which is the Eurasian otter. Good news. We've been hoping you'd go for quite some time. Then we've got a Australian pelican, not really one for us. And we have a mantled gareza. It's a monkey, and it's something that we would like. It's Africa as well, so all good. I don't really have a major plan, but we're moving. Right, our turn again. We get to choose from up to range 4. Primate breeding feels good. That sounds wrong. Primate breeding feels like a good selection because it's got the primate icon, so which means we're getting closer to that. Also, it's a project, which means we'll have played 2 projects. We get to support it. So I think I'm going to take you. Okay. Now, we could play it straight away. Do we want to? I think we might. Is there anything else we would play instead of? I don't think so. I am going to play our primate breeding project. I'm going to put it here, I think, because when we come to score, every primate next to this, including itself, is going to get 2 points. So we've got that there. We're now at 2 points on the primate, so let's put this here. Again, it isn't a new animal icon, which is probably a bit silly on my behalf, but we've got that down. We get to play a building. The only building I've got is this aerial cableway, which needs to be next to 4 mountains. Don't have any mountains. Support a conservation project. So I've got 2 herbivores. I've got 2 primates. I don't think I want to support any just yet. And then upgrade one of our action cards. We still don't know. We can upgrade one because we've now got 2 projects. What are we thinking? What are we thinking? I think I'm going to upgrade the forest. Although we don't have any forest animals to play, we don't really have anything of anything else. So I'm going to play the forest, I think. So we'll flip that over. Who knows? Yeah, who knows? We might come across something. You know what? I've got 2 waters. It makes sense for me just to flip this over. For now, I think forest is the better choice, but we'll go with that. We've got a couple of herbivores, which I should really have taken, but that's that. Okay, we're done. We flip over the next one. The next one is 3. So there goes the koala. So that goes there. These slide down. And we get to take another 2. We have a peafowl. And we have a another capybara. If I can take that, it will be next to our first capybara, and we'll score some points. We'll have a conservation token. Interestingly, the peafowl will score 3 points per project, so that's pretty useful as well, and is from Asia. I mean, I'm going to call it a peacock. So let's just be honest about that. Okay, I get to take a token from range 2. What are we actually scoring here? I'm just going to figure this out. So we've got herbivores, we've got Africa, although I haven't played any. We've got Asia, we've got 1 from Asia. We've got 1 across the board of most things. Then we've got monkeys, which is 2. So we really need a reptile, which we've got over here. That kind of spreads us across the board. We maybe don't need the reptile as long as we can get... But this is reptiles and Africa, so it's going to be beneficial to us. I think we're going to take... The thing is, this is really good because it's both reptiles and Asia. Let's take it. Okay. Yeah, we'll take it. Okay, we're taking you. So that's our token taken from range up to 2. Now, do we want to play an animal down? I mean, we probably do. Maybe the crocodile. I get to take one from the display. You know what? I'm going to take the crocodile. We're going to put it down. So it needs to be at level 4. It is. I'm going to put it down over here. So a couple of things happen. We get to move any one token along the display when we put it down. We can plop that in here. It's got an arrow that points to an open area. We can use the same open area. I'm not sure jaguars and crocodiles should be roaming around together, but you know, I guess it's nature, right? We get to take one tile from the display. Shall we? Oh, we'll take a capybara so we can show you the mechanism there as well. And it's a herbivore, which is going to help us. I mean, there's a better option, I think, in probably. You know what? I can't do it, guys. I'm sorry. I've got to take you, right? You are the best option for us right now because you're primate, you're Africa. You do need open land, which is a bit annoying, but that's fine. So this slides down. So our Nile crocodile is in. We get to place one building. Can't place this. We get to support one conservation project. Still don't want to do any. We get to upgrade multiple action cards. We now have 1, 2, 3, 4 animal icons, so we get to upgrade another one. What do we want? Shall we upgrade our... Let's upgrade this. I'm not sure it's absolutely necessary, but let's upgrade this. Bear in mind, obviously now we could play 2 water animals or 2 forest animals. Ironically, I've only got 1, but... Okay, next token is... number 3. So number 3 goes. We slide these down. Capybara is still in with a shout. Let's take some random tiles. We have a greater flamingo. We have a African pavilion. Okay, and we have a koala. Now, one thing that's new on this card, you can see here, it says, oh, I forgot we could be playing things at lower costs. You can see here it says by the river. That means it either needs to be on the far left or the far right of our track. These are the rivers. Okay, you know what? I've been forgetting that I could play animals cheaper here. Wasn't there something else possibly that I was going to put down that also helped out with the big animals over here? Okay, our turn. We get to take a tile from level 4. Should we take the capybara? Now I can show you how it works, unless there's anything else. No, we'll take you. Okay, so we don't do anything else there. We get to play an animal out. Now, this is going to move us along on some scoring, I think would be pretty good. I think we have to just commit to something. I'm going to play you, I think. You need some open space. I mean, if we can get you here, then maybe we hold off just for a bit. But you know what? No, that doesn't help us either. Okay. I mean, I'd like to not play you. I'd like to put you here because then you're already at level 1. Open area 1. Let's use our capybara. It's a water. It's a 2, so we can play it. It's the lowest one we've got. So we're going to put this down here. By putting this next to our other capybara, we get to breed. I'm just going to find that in here, so bear with me 1 second. Okay, so by playing 2 next to each other, we get a conservation marker. Just means we're going to be able to, they can actually go here, but it means we're going to be able to activate something 1 level higher. So we've taken our card, we've played our animal. We don't need to move this down. We get to play a building. We don't have any. We get to support 1 conservation project. I think I'm going to, maybe. So we have 2 monkeys. We have 1 Africa. If I can get this down, we'll have 2 Africa. We've got 1, 2, 3 herbivores. don't have any other herbivores, so maybe we hold off and we try and get all the monkeys out. Yeah, it's a tough one, right? It's a tough one knowing what to support. I could support just the things. Do I need to do it right now? Probably not. I can only do one on a turn, but maybe we just hold off one. I'm going to hold off one more turn, I think. Okay, so we can't do that. We moved our action card. Oops. And then we get to take one of these tokens, the last one of this stack. So we've got 5. Number 5 is going. Well, that's bad news. That's the African project that we were looking to maybe pick up. We can slide these down and we get a white stork and an exhibition hall. It has 10 or different animal and continent icons next to it. Feels like that might be a tough one to put out. Okay, we get to take a tile from range 4. I don't really know what I'm aiming for right now, but I think I might take the koala. We could take you, but the koala, none of these really help us, but the koala is going to be next to some forest, so I think we'll take you. Okay, so that's that done. And, no, that's not going to help us. There's not one that's 2, unfortunately. Okay. I really like... You know what? I think I might just bite the bullet. But then this is going to be worth less scoring, which is annoying. Because obviously all of our monkeys or primates are going to be connected to each other, are going to be worth things. Okay. I think I need to get something out using this. I was hoping I'd be able to get 2 out, but I can't. Because they're both worth 3, unfortunately. Okay, this is a bit of a pain. I'm going to use you. Maybe I'm going to play... Maybe I just bite the bullet and lose some herbivore points, or maybe I do play out a herbivore. Okay, I'm going to play the koala out, I think. I'm going to play the koala. It's using this. It's a bit overkill, but we're going to tuck this down here because this is going to be next to herbivores. It's also a forest, so they're all connected. So we play you. I could have played 2 animals, but I don't have another one that fits in the slot there, so that goes there. Okay, we are going to... What am I going to do next? We are going to play 1 building. Don't have any stone out. We're going to support 1 conservation project. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 herbivores. I don't have any more. I don't necessarily need to pick up any more. I'm going to spend my conservation point, and I'm going to actually support the 5 conservation project for herbivores. So we take our 5 token and we place it in this slot here. It's going to be worth 14 points at the end of the game. We have now supported our first conservation project, so we can upgrade a card. We've only got 1 card left to upgrade, which is the mountain, so that goes there. We are all good from that point of view. Job done. We get to take another one of these tiles. It's a 5, so the white stork is gone. And then we can take another couple of animals. So we have all tiles. We have a primate house, nice. And we have a red-necked wallaby. Damn those rednecks. Okay, the primate house is nice. It solves a couple of problems for us. Is it overkill on primates? We've got 1, 2 at the moment. 3, 4, 5. So it would be overkill potentially, but we can take a tile up to that range. We only need 4, so we're already at a place where we can have 4. If we can get them out is a different question, but we're at a place where we can have 4. Don't need to worry about it, but this is going to score points for each monkey next to it. It's going to score 2 points per monkey, so if we put it here, we'd get a load of potential extra points. And they matter, right? Oh, actually, we were meant to discard 2 tiles and gain 1 pouch for each. Let's get rid of you. I'm also going to get rid of the expert in large animals, I think. So we'll get rid of those 2. And we will take 2 of these pouch tokens. They're going to be worth points at the end of the game. Okay. Back to us. Let's take it. Let's take the Primate House, because at least it's something we can build for that free action that we get. Do we want to play a project? I don't have any. I would like to play out an animal. I'm going to play out this monkey here and put it here. So that's us playing that. It's a water card. Our water's pointing at 3, so we can do it. We get to move any action down. Let's move you down, I think. You know what? No, let's keep you here. Let's move this down. We haven't got any mountainous animals to put down. I think that's fine. So we're using you. You move all the way down here. Okay. So we've got you out. We now get to play a building, which we're going to put our Primate House down here. That gives us 1, 2, 3, 4 primate icons. Do we want to do anything else? Support a conservation project? Yes, we're going to support primates over here. So that's worth 10 points at the end of the game. We can't support any more, but we're getting close to finishing off. Upgrade action cards, we don't have any to upgrade anymore. Administration, we're going to take 1 of these. It's number 4. So there goes the exhibition hall. This slides down. We can put you out here. We've got a giant panda. And we have a alpaca. Now the giant panda needs 3 open spaces around it. Okay, back to us. Let's have a think. We've only got to have 3 icons and 2 icons. We've done herbivores. We've done primates. We've got 1 Africa. We've got 1 Asia. We've got 1 lizard. So I've kind of spread too thin on everything. If we get our water dragon out, that's going to help us. What else do we want? Another Asia would get us there, right? If we take you, when we put you down, it is a 5. When we put you down, not put you down like that. When we put you down, we'll be able to score the Asia. And then when we get you down, we'll almost have enough. So we've got 1 Asia here, and that's it. But you'll give us an Asia, you'll give us an Asia, so we'll be able to score lizards and that. So I think we'll take you and put you here. We get to play this out in any area because it's area neutral as such. So I think we're going to play you out now using our mountains, and we may as well just tuck you over here, right? Is there a benefit of putting you anywhere else? I don't think so. If we put you here, we'll be able to take anything, but I'd quite like to get a monkey out there. Maybe if we need to. Well, we don't really need to, but it just scores more points, right? So we'll put you down here. We get 3 points for every project that we've put down, so there's another way of getting some points. When we do, we get to take a single tile from the thing. We have a project, and it's got monkeys on. Relocate 1 tile in your zoo. When you put a monkey down. Interesting. Okay. So that's that. We've put you down here. We could support a 2 Asia, but I don't think we want to. We want to wait, and then we can support both of these. Play a building. We don't have any. Support conservation. We don't want to. Move you along. Draw 1 of these tiles. We have a 6 is going. So there goes the alpaca. And we have 2 tiles going in. We have a Asian pavilion, and we have a Lake District National. Okay, so various points, various conservation markers amounts. If you put things down, you also release something into the wild. Don't think we want to do that. We can take tiles up to 2. I don't really want any of them. I'd really like the either the Asian pavilion, although we haven't really got too many Asian animals next to each other. So I think we're just going to take the ibex, I guess. Okay. Now I think we can finish the game here. Well, in a second. So do we want to, or do we want to hold off a little bit? This is a forest animal 3. We're going to play you. So I'm going to take you, I'm going to tuck you up here, which is next to the open area that we needed. When I do that, I get to move any action down to the start. So I'm going to move this down again, I think. You go in here, nothing else happens, but you're another monkey next to another monkey. We now have 2 African icons. We have 2 Asian icons, and we have 1. So we could support one of these projects now, and I feel like it makes sense, right? We've got 2 African here, so let's put the 2 down on Africa, because we're going to get a lizard or Asia, and we've already got 2 Asia, so an extra 1 will get us to 3. We'll be able to score it. I quite like to get this project out first, to be honest. I get to take something random. Did I do that? I think I did. Can't remember if I did. We're going to assume I did. Okay. I can't play any buildings. I can't upgrade any cards. I have supported a project. We do another one of these. This is number 2. There goes the flamingo. The slide down. We have a squirrel monkey and we have a giraffe. Okay, both nice ones to get in because they'll give us extra scoring points. But if we finish this, there's a load of points there. So, I think that's going to be just as good for us. How do we finish it? By playing out you, but you have no. So maybe I'm going to play you first. But you will give us an extra 3 points by playing you out. You won't give us any points for monkeys or anything extra, but that you would be connected to other monkeys. So maybe we do. Maybe we play you first and then you. It's going to be losing 5 points, however. I'm only gaining 3 points. No, that's not true. 3 points plus another 2. 5 points for 5 points. So maybe not the most important, but we need to take a token first from 4 spaces. Taking you is going to score us some points, so I guess we'll take you. Okay, that's that. Then I think we're just going to finish, right? That makes the most sense. We're going to play our animals here. We're going to play our water dragon. Now our water dragon needs to be a level 2. We can put it down here. It's going to get a point for every water it's connected to, so we'll put that there. So that's that. We'll slide this down. We then get to play a building. I'm going to play you just here. You need to be by the river, which you are, and you're going to score a point for every Asia there. We have 3 Asias here, plus 1 over here somewhere. So we can play this out over here. And that is the end of the game. So we get to take this token. We're going to score for that. And that is us done. Once we have completed all conservation projects, the game ends. Free end conditions: you have supported 4 conservation projects of all conservation achievement markers. You've covered your zoom map entirely, or the place tiles have all been used. So we get the end of score marker for doing that, and now we do final scoring. Now, if I'm honest, I don't mind this game. I quite like it. I will say, for a game that, and I'm not sure it's marketed this way, the game that feels less involved from Ark Nova, the scoring is a bit... Ark Nova does really well at tracking that scoring as it goes, because you only have to add up the differences between where the tokens end. Whereas here, you've got a load of adding up to do, and it's a bit painful because the first one is animals. So you have to go across and total up your animal points, but then you've got, well, this animal here is scoring 2 for these things. This animal here is scoring 2. So you then have to go back and do extra scoring. It's a bit of a pain. Let's go through it. What we'll do is we'll add up just the animals that just have tokens on scoring just for themselves, and then we'll come back. So we might put a few cuts while I'm doing the scoring, but let's have a look down here. So none of these just score. We've got 8 points here. I'm going to write these down as I go. So 8 points for the 2 capybaras because they've just got the score by themselves. Another 5 for the koala. We've got 7 for the jaguar. We've got 6 for the Nile crocodile. We've got 5 for the Barbary that thing. 5 there, and we've got 6 here. I probably should have added these up as I went. So we've got 12, 22, 30, 37 for just animals without scoring conditions. Right, now let's do the scoring conditions. So we have the Chinese water dragon. For every water it's connected to, we get a point. So including itself, 1, 2, 3. So 3 there. Okay, so that's that one done. Now we've got the dusky leaf monkey, 2 for every forest. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so that's that one done. Then we have nothing else over here. So I made a massive deal out of that and it wasn't too bad. I think that's everything. If I missed anything, you'll have to let us know. So we get 30, 40, 50 points. 37 plus 13, 50 points. Okay, now building. So Asia Pavilion, 1 point for every Asia icon, 1, 2, 3. Next building is for every herbivore around it, 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 11. This one, 1 for every different icon around it of continent or animal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. And I think this is the thing, I've got a terrible memory. So I'm like, I get to this one and I'm like, have we seen one of these before? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I miss that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Okay. Now 1 for every connected forest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Anything else? Oh no, that was the project. We don't need projects just yet. We're doing building. So 2 for every monkey around it. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so 13, 20, 28 for that. Now we're on to projects. Oh, we didn't score you, right? So we've got 3 projects out. 2 projects out, so 6 more points over here. So we're at 56 on that one. This is what I'm saying. There's so many where you just got to remember to score it. It gets a bit confusing. So 56 for buildings. We got 28. I'm just going to double check that. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I think I've messed it up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was right the first time. 27 points. And then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah. 27 points. If I got that wrong, I apologize. But Primate House, did we do? Yeah, 10. Okay, that's those. Now we're on to projects. So we've got dendrologists for every forest you're connected to. You get a point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 points. Okay. For every monkey next to you, 2, 4. No, every monkey connected, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 points. So for projects, 15 points. Then we're scoring open areas, so 1, 2, 3. Then we're scoring conservation projects, so 14, 24, so 21, 31, 36. Then points for pouches, we get 2 points for each of them, so 4 points there, and then 10 points for this. So 50, I'm going to get my calculator because I'm terrible at maths. Okay, let's have a little look. Calculator, we have 56 plus 27 plus 15 plus 3 plus 36 plus 10 equals 147 points. Oh, hold on. Plus these 147, 57, 67, 172 for having these additional tokens. They're all worth 5 at the end. So 172. Did much better than our original game, which was 124. However, what I would say, I mean, I quite like it. I like the placement. I like the thinking. I haven't played it multiplayer yet, so I can't really comment on that. I quite like how all of those things fit together. I'm not a massive fan of the rulebook and the glossary. I think they could have just done one rulebook with a reference to each token. You know, there's some, or icon, there's some icons on here, there's more icons in the book. It's one of those where it kind of tells you how to play as you go, rather than, you know, it's like you put the end token down, but it doesn't tell you what the end scoring marker does until you find it somewhere else in the book. It's just, there's little things like that agitate me a little bit. The mechanisms I really like, the putting the animals down and making sure they all fit together. The scoring I am not a fan of. There's so many icons and there's so many things. You have to do it in some kind of order. Probably more me than most other people. You know, the did I do this? Didn't I do that? I've got a terrible memory. So, you know, did I count these icons? I'm still not sure whether I counted the right amount of icons here. So, you know, with that being the case, that's something that the 2 or 3 times that I've played it, it's kind of got to me a little bit. But the planning, am I doing conservation projects, all of those things, really good. This was Sanctuary. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know. We'll put another episode up on the channel if you want to see more. Let me know if I got things wrong. I'm sure I did, because there's just a lot going on. It's not for... I think the problem for Sanctuary is Ark Nova's so fantastic, but people are going to see it, and I'm not sure it's necessarily been advertised this way. People are going to see it and think it's Ark Nova light, and where it is to a certain extent, it's still not a light game. It's somewhere in the middle. I think it's probably a medium weight game, you know, and I think that shows on Board Game Geek. It's about a 3.3 or so on there. So, you know, it's a good game. It's just I don't think I could put this in front of my family and say, let's play this game, which is a shame, because I think Ark Nova would lend itself to a version where it's really light and really good to get in front of nephews and nieces and etc. But there you go. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all of those things. If you want to support the channel, please go and check out the Patreon. There's loads of extra content on there. Every tier gets access to everything that's on there. We also put a load of campaign blogs and everything else. I would highly recommend checking out our Saturday and Sunday series, where we play through big campaign games if you're not planning on playing it. Even if you're not interested in the game, there's story there as well. And yeah, really, really loads going on the channel. So thank you so much. I'll see you again soon.